Hello and welcome. I am Dogbert here to give you my patch 6.4 advice on what to work on this patch. And to be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of new stuff to work on. It's going to be mostly old stuff. As we take a look, there's really only two new characters that matter and you should consider working on. And they are not the Underworld team. They are underwhelming. Priority 1, of course, being Red Hulk. With him being a horseman and looking like he has an insane kit, insane speed, he will probably be part of the arena meta. He will be very good in War, of course, and he could also be good in Cosmic Crucible, it looks like. And the other second priority is Spider Weaver, which we've already gotten. Of course, you're already seeing what's happening with her. She is amazing. Unfortunately, the rest of the team is mostly tied to Cosmic Crucible. If you're at the point where you can afford to invest in a Cosmic Crucible team, I would definitely say, yes, invest in them. But if not, maybe hold off. As for priority 3, now this is where it actually kind of gets split depending on where you're at in the game. Your first priority into priority 3 would be upgrade any team or character you need for raids. That could mean you need to upgrade your Web Warriors, your Axemen, your Secret Avengers, whoever you're using for Mystic. And of course the Bionic Avengers if you haven't worked them up. But this can also flow into part B. Upgrade any character you need for Scourges. Why do I say that? Because we now know the Red Hulk, what we need for the requirements, and one of them is going to be skill on nodes 8 and 9. Well, who do you have to build for skill? Well, the skill right team, Shang-Chi, the Secret Avengers, and Kestrel. On top of that, there are also irregular Avengers, the Secret Avengers, but this also goes into what do you want to do with your young Avengers? We know we're getting the second run of Rogue Scourge. Were you happy with their performance? Do you want to try to get more stars, a higher difficulty this time? This might be the time to upgrade the young Avengers because guess what? They're Avengers too. And they can be used on nodes, I think it's 3 and 4. So that might be something to consider. And like I said, with raid teams, do you still need to upgrade Iron Man? He can be used in this upcoming Scourge. And of course, the Bionic Avengers will be used in the Death Scourge whenever we get that. So think about those things, but don't forget that there are other nodes just within node 5 and 10. Like I said, you need skill and Avengers this time. And I forget what the other nodes are off the top of my head. But I also remember for Rogue, you also need like Cosmic, Mystic, things like that. So you might want to fill out your roster a little bit more this patch. That Rogue should be coming in about 30-ish days. Because we know the Saga will be opening in like 34 days. It means it has to be a few days before that Rogue Scourge can open. I mean, the Saga can open, sorry. As for priority number 4, if you're happy with all your Scourge and raid teams, work on your Horseman teams, especially right now the Unlimited X-Men. The reason being the Unlimited X-Men with the Rogue Saga coming, you'll need them for that Saga. We already know that they have to be at least Gear 15. You'll probably need more like Gear 16 node to actually complete that saga. We saw how difficult, even with Darkhold, the Morgan Le Fay saga was, of course. Of course, with Darkhold, this means you probably need to upgrade Scarlet Witch. You probably already have the others already at Gear 16. If you have the gear, go for it. And of course, I think everybody's going to be working on Gamma. Gamma looks very, very good, even with little Hulk there. And of course, you'll be working up Red Hulk, so it makes sense to bring them up as well. But don't forget about the other two if you have not brought them up to Gear 16 yet. And finally, my final thoughts. I expect there to be 3 shakeups to the arena meta. The first one we're already seeing, that is Spider Weaver. As she has landed, she is an amazing character. Definitely look into getting her. Thankfully, she's going to be an event campaign. I would expect to see 6 and 7 star Spider Weavers at the end of that event campaign for anybody, especially who has bought an offer or 2. Because I think people are going to be going very hard on this character because she is very good. The second shakeup will be when Red Hulk finally gets released to us. I think this will be another shakeup in the arena meta, how this all pans out, whether or not we use him. And then the third and final one towards the end of this patch will be Rogue's Awakened abilities. Not only does it make her basic hit harder, she's going to make the other horsemen get more damage. And that is quite a boost. That means Red Hulk and Morgan can do more damage. We'll have to see how that plays out. Is it enough to shake up the meta, really make Rogue more valuable horseman? As of right now, it looks like she's the least valuable horseman, but she's still incredibly valuable overall, if that makes sense. And finally, my final thoughts. We already know that they are targeting the end of October for the next patch. Thanks to that Game Informer article, they flat out said this, which makes sense. It's about 6 weeks. That's how long a patch looks. So, knowing that the next patch comes at the end of October, that means we could probably be looking at mid to early December for a patch after that. That's the one I expect we'll finally get the Death Scourge when they go on vacation for a Christmas holiday of 6 weeks. Yes, because Christmas lasts 6 weeks. And also, my final thought is this looks like a great patch to bring up or finish off some teams. If you get all your Horseman teams done, you're happy with your Scourge teams, your Raid teams, this will give you an opportunity to go back, maybe work on some of those teams at the end that maybe you always wanted to work on, or you worked on some and just didn't get finished, whether that be like your Marauders, Wakanda, or maybe you want to work on the new Tangled Web team, or maybe you're really crazy and want to work on Underworld because you care about war, like a crazy person. It's up to you, really. I mean, maybe you just want to upgrade somebody like an Infinity Watch. They're really good in Cosmic Crucible and Wars, too. And now, with all this said, I'm going to leave you a bonus here. Let's go take a look at a video of Spider Weaver versus Dormhold in the arena. That's right, I was able to actually find a Dormhold still on arena defense. Yeah, somebody was actually dumb enough to have a Dormhold on defense with me in their arena shard. I don't know what gives. But anyway, so we replaced this team. We just brought in Emma, the Eternals, Morgan Le Fay, and of course Spider Weaver. Now we do land the ability block with my Morgan Le Fay. I do run her Skirmisher, especially against this team. Now we're going to be targeting Agatha here. This is mainly just to get the charges again on Spider Weaver, and then the hilarity will ensue. We go against with Icarus, no big deal. We're targeting Dormammu just like we always do. We want to get him down. Now we don't have the Dormammu insurance policy, so this will be a good team possibly for anybody who has not gotten Dormammu finished Dark Dimension 5 yet to use, because I put Spider Weaver in place of Dormammu. Now we're going to reset the turn meter. They just aren't getting team. Now the interesting thing we are learning is, you know, with Wong, like, does his things really affect us? He's not eating charges whenever he misses, so that's kind of interesting. As you're going to see once I do a raid video on Spider Weaver, it's interesting some of the things I found with her. I find it interesting that, you know, Wong does not affect that with his retaliations. He just misses constantly. There you go, there's Morgan Le Fay, missing again. You saw Agatha couldn't land anything. Nobody can land anything. As long as Spider Weaver there. Now, I probably shouldn't have used the special that time. I should have used the basic, because that special does give out an ability, another charge, but only when she doesn't have a charge. So I'm still making some mistakes, still getting used to the character, unfortunately. As you can see, this one's pretty much already over. We're just working down Strange. And then Wong misses on that one, so we lost our charge. So now we have to get through this. Now, don't forget, my Spider Weaver is only a 4 yellow, 3 red. And she's doing incredibly well in this arena match. But unfortunately, we will lose her. So as far as the ISO, I'm still saying Striker, but I could make a case for Fortifier as well. Unfortunately, Strange did go off there. But the damage has been done. We already took out Dormammu. We killed Strange the first time. And the Eternals are just going to carry us. Now, the interesting thing about Spider Weaver and Red Hulk, I think they will be finally the characters that push the Eternals more out of the arena meta. And that we're going to see more hybrids focusing on Morgan, not so much the Eternals, just because they are Mystic. So it only took a year. And if I think with the Eternals finally getting out of the arena meta, they'll finally become farmable. Because that's what they do. If they're not useful anymore, then they become farmable. If they think they can make even a penny, they will not be farmable. So I'm just beating up on Wong here now. We're down to just Wong and Morgan. As you can see, Wong's Retaliate did kill her, or did he do his ability? I don't know. So it's just the Eternals, Morgan versus Wong and Morgan. And there goes Wong. We just have to clean up Morgan Le Fay. So, of course, it's very easy to beat a Dormhold now in Arena. It doesn't take much, and this is a a good alternative if you don't have Dormammu. This is a free-to-play accessible character, being an event character who I really, really like. And you have to build anyway, so what's the point? Why not build her? You got to do it anyway. If you want to even have a shot at Apocalypse, you're going to have to build her. Plus whatever other characters decide to throw at us. We'll have to wait and see. But that wraps it up here. Until next time, everybody.